koutou, haere mai, and welcome along to Showy Ovaries, a podcast where I, precariously perched on the precipice of menopause, Penny Ashton, do all I can to learn about just what might happen to me when my ovaries throw in the towel and quit, like when Jerry Halliwell left the Spice Girls. A quick reminder, as always, that I am not a doctor. I may be able to dole out some ginger spice, but metaphorical girl power isn't very helpful when faced with a medical condition, so please do seek out actual medical assistance from an actual medical provider should you need it. Today's guest may not be a doctor, but she is still extremely fancy. A poet, a playwright, a performer, a journalist, to name but a few of her talents. She's a fourth-generation New Zealand proud Asian woman, the writer and performer of the very first authentically New Zealand Chinese play for mainstream audiences in Ka Shue, Letters Home, which first premiered in 1996, which feels a little late. I just have to say, considering how long Chinese have been in New Zealand. But it was reborn again last night in the Auckland Writers Festival. She has invited me into her hotel room, where I'm expecting gigolos and cocaine to emerge at any second, please, even if it is 10 o'clock in the morning. So please, go crazy and wild for the wildly accomplishment and extremely talented Lynda Chanwai-Earle.
Oh my God. How do I follow that one?
And I have much more fabulousness things to say about you soon. So how are you going?
Oh, great. Thank you. It's lovely to be discussing body
absolutely. Body parts and things. And how was your opening last night?
It was lovely. It was wonderful. Got beautiful feedback. There was a big group of New Zealand Chinese Association members there and lovely, lovely feedback. Yeah,
fantastic.
Very, very cool. Using swear words. I was basically shitting myself about the Cantonese.
That's fucking fine. You can say what you want.
Because I like to keep it fresh and give myself a little challenge each time. So I decided I would try and learn some Cantonese. Yeah.
Which is massive.
And as the writer, it's like, oh, no sweat, I can, but as the actor, it's like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Right.
This is like, how can I, oh my God, and, trying to learn these Cantonese phrases in like the space of, less than a month.
Wow, yeah.
It was like, well, so I still struggle.
Right, okay.
But it's okay. I'm like, they were incredibly forgiving, and at the end of the day, it's all with love.
Yeah, and you're reflecting them back in ways that they probably don't often see on a stage, even though much more.
Oh, God, now, these days,
yeah,
we're
like
celebrating.
Yes.
Yeah, there's heaps. Nathan Joe, Renee Liang,
Ruth Agnew.
Proudly Asian Theatre, Chai.
Oh, yes, James Roquet, etc., from different parts, yeah.
Yes, so we have Marianne Enfant, we have just a wonderful, really strong...
All birthed from you.
Oh my God, no.
You started it. But it is late, 1996.
Yes.
Because, we've had, was it since the 1870s or something to that effect?
That's 1840s, actually.
Yeah, right.
1840s, Upper Hockton. So actually, 1840s, 50s, we've had Chinese in New Zealand since then. And then Sue Hoy's setting up.
Of course.
So
well done you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's very cool. And now, why have you brought it back this time now?
So I was originally approached by Tahi Festival. I mean, I hadn't performed it since I toured it to Hawaii in 2004, which was wonderful. Chinese Hawaiian community really responded to it because lots of things they can completely identify with. Bringing it back in 2020 for the Tahi Festival, it was really lovely. And then I pitched it at Pans and it was picked up by Hawke's Bay Arts Festival, Te Tairewhiti Arts Festival last year, and Meteor. And we got up to the Meteor Theatre, and it was right on the eve of lockdown, August the 16th. So we had driven, myself and my wonderful musician, Nico Winera, driven all the way up to Hamilton, packed in, performed, and then we had to pack out and drive all the way back to Wellington.
Oh, so you did one show. I was really lucky that, I had so much cancelled and postponed, but I was never mid anything.
Yeah.
And that I can just feel, oh God. But did you get that event guarantee? Oh, that didn't exist.
No. It was a shared, and that was a shared risk venture. So anyway, so it was a big loss. But that's okay. I loved, it was it was lovely, the audience that turned up and everybody's cell phones going meh, 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 in the middle of my performance, and me going, look, if everybody needs to go, it's okay. I'm not going to be offended. They stayed.
Yeah, I say I wasn't mid-performance, but I was in Napier to do a show the following day, but we hadn't packed in yet. We arrived in Napier. We were like, yay, let's go out for a drink, go back to our hotel. Why is there a press conference at 9 o'clock? And here we all are. Yeah. Oh, maybe that was 2021. Oh my God, everything's just...
Yeah, no, there's been constant... I know. 2021, because we had the same. We had COVID again.
In August.
Yeah,
I think it was that one.
2021, and that's right. So last year, yeah.
Oh, yes, of course, it was last year. Oh my God.
I know.
COVID has just turned me into an insane... Or maybe it's brain fog. Maybe it's menopause.
Brain fog. Menopausal brain fog.
I don't know. Right. The last time I saw you was at WOMAD when you did some very filthy poetry.
I did do some filthy poetry, and it occurred to me halfway through it that...
When you're talking about like orgasms, sheets, lipstick.
And all sorts.
Yes.
And I looked out at the audience and thought, oh, there's lots of families and lots of kiddies. I'm just going to keep soldiering on.
I know, I loved it. And I was like, Lynda Chanwai-Earle, she does children's parties. Hey. But I liked that too, because like I had said to the people in the auditions that, sort of, I don't want to stuff your expression, but it is family friendly and stuff. And then you just got up there and were like, sex, cum, blah, blah, blah. And then ever since I've been like, fuck it. So there you go. You birthed that. I mean, I've never had problems being filthy. So I was suppressed it for a split second. And then I was like, oh, she's doing that. Here we go. So I haven't said cunt. I haven't said cunt on the stage. But
Mohammed was like in shock.
Oh, yes, that's right. The lovely Mohammed Hassan. Also at the Writers Festival, yes.
Oh, he was judging, I think.
He was with Tusiata, wasn't it? Tusiata.
Yeah. Oh, gorgeous.
It was such a lovely time. But yes, you indelibly marked in my mind from the filthiness. Which hopefully we'll hear somewhat. And you're going to do a little thing for us?
Yes, I can do it. Yes, absolutely.
Do it at the end.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Teaser. Stand by for some filthy ejaculations. Right, okay, so now I'm going to do your longer introduction, which is, as I say, 4 paragraphs. So settle in, everybody. But I think these are fun ways to make sure that the audience is entirely sure of your background and, who you are and where you've come from and all the fucking good stuff that you've done. So here we go. Lynda Chanwai-Earle was born in 1965 in London and raised in Papua New Guinea. She was then educated from secondary school in Hawke's Bay before studying at the Elam School of Fine Arts and the Drama Department of Auckland University. Her first published book of poetry was Honey Pants, which made its provocative debut in 1994 and was nominated for the PEN Book Awards and the New Zealand Book Awards, which is, again, very fancy. The listener even comparing it to Ginsberg's Howl. She describes her poetry as narrative-based jazz and performance-style poetry and has been included in numerous anthologies here and overseas. Ka Shue was groundbreaking and influential. After it, she went on to co-write the films Chinese Whispers and After, and penned more award-winning plays and poetry, including the play Monkey, which premiered in the 2004 New Zealand Festival for Children's Theatre Company Capital E, which I worked on. That's how we met. I believe it was with my mad rhyming skills. Yeah, that's right. I was sort of like script editor on the rhyming.
Yeah, because I was having trouble because I hadn't written work for musicals before, and so
and Gareth Farr asked me to come in and do it, who was also one of my loudest wedding guests.
Yes. Oh, gorgeous. And that was the first time Gareth and I had worked together too, because he was composing music for Monkey.
Yeah, and you've worked together quite a lot since.
Yes, on Heat and then on Whole, my Antarctic theatre trilogy.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway. So that was how we met. Anyway, Lynda has worked with various people, including prisoners, producing anthologies and plays with both Christchurch Women's Prison and Arohata Women's Prison. She's a multimedia performer, gracing numerous festivals and art galleries with her talents, is a novelist, has represented New Zealand as a poetry delegate, has had her films screened in international festivals, wrote an award-winning play about a love triangle with a penguin, was a journalist with Asia Down Under and Radio New Zealand, and the 2019 Writer-in-Residence at Victoria University. Last paragraph. Her latest crusade is to make theatre in a sustainable fashion, using recycled props, solar panels and the like to power theatre shows off-grid and create carbon-neutral art. But I'm going to stop talking about you now because we'll take up the whole fucking podcast and I'll talk to you instead. So let's welcome again Lynda Chanwai-Earle.
Thank you, and oh my God, what an introduction. I'm really impressed. Thank you.
Yeah, I love to sum up, impressive women and trans individuals and give it back to them and say, well done you.
Thank you. Oh my God. Yes, right. Menopause.
All right, you're cutting to the chase. Excellent, good. Okay, so my first question, as always, because I do have a flight to catch to Christchurch, what has your relationship been like with your body through your life, and what journey has it been on?
So mine, I'm just going to quickly look at my notes. So
prepared, such a professional.
Good times, bad times, and very rough as guts times.
Right, okay.
So, yeah, I've had a really complex kind of love-hate relationship with my body. I think as a teenager, we're talking about a survivor of, sexual assault and things like that. Okay. So, my body's been through real shit times. But I've also, as a survivor, just really reclaimed my body and also made peace with my menopausal body.
Right,
that's an ongoing kind of challenge. But and thank God I've given up smoking. When I was an art student at Elam, I thought it was really cool to smoke hardcore unfiltered Black Dragon and Port Royal rollies and things like that, and drum, and I gave up smoking in my 20s. Thank God.
Well done.
Yeah.
I'm vehement because my grandmother died in front of me very slowly from smoking.
Oh God, exactly. Yeah. And so I, as an elderly woman, I like to call myself elderly.
You're not
now.
elderly.
As a 57-year-old, I've come to learn to love my body for what it is and love myself and my skin. And I have what my partner affectionately calls, he's the opposite from me. He's a dyslexic builder. He calls my little muffin top a catch bag. How's the catch bag going?
Catch bag? What, for crumbs?
No, catch bag from diving, fishing, spearfishing.
Oh, see, I'm so out of that loop. I was like, what? Wow. You're
how's the little catch bag going? Catch bag.
It contains treasures that you will maybe get to share if you stop calling it a catch bag.
So having a sense of humour, which you will come to, I think is incredibly important. And this body has birthed literally two gorgeous girls, teenagers now, 16, Tia's 16 and Sophia 14, and I really feel for them because they're going through menstruation, whereas I'm going through menopause.
Often happens at the same time because of the later times of giving birth these days. Yeah,
that's right, because my first child was born, Tia was born when I was 40, and Sophia when I was 42, so...
Yeah, and I think there must be the hormone soup in these houses is just pinging off the walls.
Yeah, and solo mumming it in terms of my household... it's an estrogen-filled household with menopause.
Fantastic, great. And did birthing those children from this vessel give you more appreciation for it?
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. I again sort of battled with my body gaining weight and then losing weight and then gaining weight again.
Yeah,
I sort of went, hang on a minute. I started becoming menopausal or perimenopause at 55 because I was still...
Gosh, that's quite late.
It is quite late. Hey, that's what I've heard.
52 is the average.
Yes, so 55, I was still getting my periods, but they were becoming a lot more irregular.
Well, even though starting perimenopause at 55 is extremely late, because 52 is the average age of actual stopping.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was actually quite happy to stop menstruating because
Yes.
I was really sick of it. And also because, it's like... I can't think of anything worse than accidentally becoming pregnant at 55.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like, no.
I mean, I've never wanted to get pregnant, so at any age it terrifies me. But yes, 55. Right, okay, cool. So then that started happening.
Yeah. So 55 I became perimenopausal because my periods became irregular. And so I went off to my doctor. Oh, I've put here that I've learned to love my body, and what keeps me going is hot yoga, free diving, spearfishing when I can.
Wow.
And herbal teas and G&Ts.
So everything in moderation, including moderation. And your skin. I mean, I'm sorry. I would never have guessed that you're 57.
It's my gorgeous mother on the cover of this, and she hasn't. She has very few wrinkles, and she's 83 now, and she still has her... In fact, she turned 83 yesterday. Oh my God, I forgot to ring her and say happy birthday. Oh my God, happy birthday, Mum.
Yeah. I'm bringing families together with this podcast. Right, okay. And she's still got black hair.
She's still got her black hair with silver streaks on it.
Which is very stylish.
Yeah, she's really and very few wrinkles.
I just look at you and think you must get Botox. Which is fine.
No.
Which is fine. I've gotten Botox, absolutely. But
wow.
Yeah, I get Botox.
Wow. Well, my mother gets Botox, but that's to stop Bell's palsy. It's to stop the droop of the eyes.
Oh, I see.
And she makes jokes about the fact that she gets her Botox for free, you know.
Of course, that is good. I got it to stop the bags under my eyes, which were bothering me. But yeah, your skin is, you look radiant like a wee pearl.
A wee pearl.
Or a big pearl, actually.
A big pearl with a catch bag. Because I am. I'm a tall, you know, solidly built woman.
You see, I mean, like, solidly built. I mean, athletically built.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what does a word mean? Solid.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Yeah,
what
athletic
does it mean?
build, I think. Yeah.
And it's all, it's
all the patriarchy anyway.
You know, it depends on it. It's like, no, we shouldn't do comparisons because that is incredibly, you know, body shaming and all the rest of it.
But it's hard. It's
very hard not to.
Yep.
And it's relative. That's the word I was looking for. So it's all relative.
Yeah.
So when I'm standing next to, you know, short, wee men, then I feel really tall and solid.
Right.
But when I'm standing next to my dyslexic builder, I feel...
Oh, is he quite a unit, is he?
He's quite a unit.
Right,
He's got a good body and he's 61. He's got a good body for a 61-year-old.
Oh, right. Okay. And are you attracted to people of a bigger stature?
I think so. It's that thing from my mother was attracted to tall, white, hairy men, you know, and I have that actually as a line in my play.
Right, okay.
But not necessarily white at all, but I do like taller people.
So do I. It's weird. It's like, you know, you don't want to exclude people and feel that you're being sizist, but I just am. Everybody I've gone out with is over 6 foot.
So, I like the taller. But having said that, I'm an awhakasi bi. I've had relationships with women. I am people
come one,
from
come all.
Yeah, different.
Literally.
Literally, yeah, that's right. Come one, come all.
Fabulous. That's good. You know, like then you've got a much wider pool to choose from.
Yeah. But also it's very much about learning to love my body or learning to love myself and my skin, even if I'm a bit pissed off with the bit of the weight gain, because that does affect my ability on stage. You know, when I'm rolling around. Like I was worried, first thing that it struck my mind when I was asked to perform Ka Shue Let Us Home Again was, will I still fit the costume?
Oh, right.
Because I've had 2 children and I've put a bit of weight on. Yes, I still fit the costume, thank God.
I mean, that's amazing. But, after 2 kids in 20 years. Oh, right.
The costume, it's quite a large costume.
It's a moo-moo.
It's a lovely roomy costume. But,
obviously not a moo-moo, that would be the wrong costume, but yes, right.
But I also am like, I can't throw myself. So when 26 years ago I was performing this and I used to throw myself across the stage and, you know, I was really, really physical.
Yeah.
And that was also when I was working with Tarako Hua Te Wao Tapu with Jim Moriarty and working in the prisons. But way more athletic. These days, no. So I have this scene where I'm rolling around in Tiananmen Square and the protests, and I'm like, I'll just go gently. I'll just roll across the stage gently because I have to pick myself up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, fair, absolutely. Yeah, because my parents, like, it's like seems to be you can measure your age by how easy it is to get up from the floor.
Yes, that's right.
I have to provide an arm for my mother now and stuff like that. So you wonder how that's going to be. My knees make noise when they bend.
Mine too, and that's it. You know, it's like knees clicking, and it's a little bit harder to get to fight gravity and get upright again when I'm on stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I throw myself around a little less, but, you know, still with... And what is lovely is that I play 5 different characters, and when I was a lot younger, I was really close to the age of the granddaughter, you know, Jackie. But now I'm absolutely in that age for the mother and can really relate to the older characters as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I play 9 characters in Promise and Promiscuity and 15 in all of Copperbottom. And, you know, the 2 leads, one's 22 and one's 24. And I'm like, obviously I look just like that. But I'm actually like the same age as the mother would be. Yes. But I've been doing it for 10 years.
Yes.
So that's definitely changed over that time as well. But the new show that I'm writing, a Shakespeare show currently, and I'm thinking that she should probably be over 30 at this point. The lead for that.
Yes.
Because she can't be my age, 48, because she'd probably be dead. in Shakespeare's.
Yes, that's, oh my God, the mortality,
Much lower in 1600. 600, 1600.
So,
right, okay. So then did you know anything about menopause?
Okay, so yes, from my mother's experience of it.
Right.
And because she was also simultaneously going through divorce with my father, I thought it was a lonely and awful thing to have to go through.
Oh, no.
I just, it seemed for her to be coupled with,
a divorce. I mean, that's hard.
Yeah, so and then I also thought it was very unfair that we have to put up with menstruation for the first half of our womanhood and then menopause for the latter half of it.
Amen.
It's like, what the F, you know?
Yep. So what sort of symptoms did she have?
Again, she was so she was still menstruating in her 50s, and then she started getting hot flushes and drying up, Yes. In fact,
desiccating from the inside. Lovely.
She said to me, "Oh, I don't need these anymore." She tried to give me all of her, those pessaries, those little that you insert for a vaginal dryness. Dryness. And I said, "Thank you, Mum, that's really lovely." She's trying to cull all of her stuff.
Right.
So she gave me a big box full of sanitary pads and pessaries, and she's like, "I don't need these anymore. I'm in my 80s." Oh, good, Mum. Thanks.
Right. Okay. Good.
Thank you, Mum.
And so she was really open with you talking about it at the time.
Yeah.
And what was she like with menstruation stuff?
Again, really wonderful, very practical, and really sort of straightforward about it. And also because in my teenage years, it was in the middle of misogynist, racist, bloody Hawke's Bay, Springbok tour times,
right.
80s, early 80s. So Mum was more worried about me getting pregnant at 15 or 16, so
okay.
Oh my God.
So lots of information.
So lots of information, heaps of information. In fact, I was cringing all the time going, oh my God, my parents are so embarrassing. They're talking about that they're really liberal and left-wing and wanting to educate me and putting up with the various boyfriends that they met at the time.
So you don't seem enamoured of the Hawke's Bay in the 80s?
Experience, not in the 80s, but I love going back there now and catching up with my dear friends, and actually a couple of ex-boyfriends are there who are in the art scene and really wonderful, wonderful people, and I get on really well with their partners and and so on. So
it's nice to go back for the festival coming up. And I've done that festival and it is really, and I've done shows at the Opera House and had really big crowds, and I'm like, I don't even know any of you. This is exciting.
Yes, it's lovely.
So you'll probably get even bigger with all the people that you know.
Well, last year, so we were at the Hawke's Bay Festival last year. It was lovely. Right. So we performed in a really big new theatre, the Blythe Theatre in Havelock North.
Oh, in Havelock North, right? Okay. I did the Spiegel tent in Havelock North. That was really fun. Yes, it's lovely to take, like when I go to Christchurch and do shows, and then, you get your school friends turn up and all that sort of stuff. It's really great. I like to do mine in Littleton. Right, great, good. So she was all open about things.
Yeah, so that was really helpful, and also so she did, but I still found the whole thing sort of anxiety-inducing. You know, like
parents talking about your vaginas and things. Lots of fun.
And then watching my mum go through that process, but it was really extra lonely for her because she was going through a divorce and she was single and menopausal.
But it's so much better too, because I was talking to my performing wife, Laurie Dungy, and she said she thought she was going to die from bleeding when she first got her period. So to know that I can't imagine what that trauma is like when you first start doing that and you have no idea why.
I know. And so I have, as a mother myself, been incredibly open with my daughters, and in fact, embarrassingly so.
So you're passing on the tradition.
They're like, they cringe, like, oh, Mum, oh my God, you're so embarrassing. But when they were still kids, 8 plus and 10 plus, I went straight to Unity Books and bought 2 wonderful books about let's talk about our bodies and let's talk about sex. Yeah, and
great.
Gorgeous, like it's all cartoon style, but not really beautifully illustrated and humorous and lovely and incredibly thorough. So let's talk about sex. Actually, there's a thing in there about anal sex, and she was 10 at the time, or 8 actually.
Oh.
And she was flicking through trying to read the chapters ahead, and I was busy trying to read it to Tia, who was just starting menstruation. And she said, Mum, what's anal sex? And I was like, oh my God, I haven't got to that chapter yet. What are you talking about? Where? She said, here.
Wow, right, yeah, that's thorough.
I said, Mum, what do you say? I was gobsmacked. I was speechless, basically.
Yeah, what do you, I mean, like, that's the thing,
say?
when you've got, you say some people enjoy sex with a different orifice than is reproductive.
That's what I tried to
And
say.
oral sex. Yeah, I know, that's tricky. You can see them probably going, that's where poos come from.
Yeah, that's where poos come from, and the look on her face, like,
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I said, well, actually, this is funny. I think I've said this before on the podcast, but I came home to my mother from primary school, Catholic primary school, and I've kind of been too old, and I don't remember it, she said that I said, Mum, is it true that Dad sticks his penis in your bottom? I was like, oh, only on your birthdays. But yeah, so that's essentially the same question. Look at that. Boys at Catholic primary school, where my nickname was also Big Tits.
Oh, God.
Yes. Now, what is it like to be the parent of girls in this sort of current environment? Like, there's consent training now and stuff like that at schools?
Absolutely. And I'm really, both my girls decided to go to Wellington East Girls College. Tia has come out as lesbian, and Sophia accuses me of being straightist because she's straight.
She's straight.
And she said, so Tia said, would it be all right for my girlfriend to come and stay? Yes, darling, she can come and stay. You're 16, And Sophia said, would it be all right for my boyfriend to come and stay? And I said, you don't have a boyfriend. Well, I'm just asking, just. And
how old is she? 14?
14. I said, no. And she said, Mum, that's so straightist of you.
You're heterophobic. That's what you are. Wow, that's funny. It's like, no, it's because you're 14, love.
Yeah, it's 14. That's right. And you don't have a boyfriend yet, do you? Do you?
Yeah. Maybe this is her subtle way of telling you. Right, okay, yeah, I can just imagine it must be quite, sort of a confronting notion, particularly as a survivor of sexual assault and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm quite extra protective. But I try at the same time to be incredibly straightforward, and the books are there.
Great.
In fact, the girls were saying, we don't need those books anymore. No, I'll just put them on the coffee table just in case.
Yeah. I mean, we had books, What's Happening to Me, Where Did I Come From, and Will I Like It? That was the last one. Will I Like It? I remember the cover was like a lower back with like a hand and a buttock.
Ooh.
Yeah, we must have been in our sort of mid-teens when Mum bought that one. But because Mum was a nurse, so she was very open
practical.
About, practical, and that's what you want. Practicalities. So then how did it start to manifest itself in you?
So menopause or...
Yeah. or sex. I mean, feel free. Elizabeth Esther asked me when my first orgasm was, which is a good question. But
I do have something about orgasms, but it's a bit further down.
Oh, okay, we'll get to that later. Ooh, you're teasing me.
So yes, how did it start? Well, my period started becoming irregular, and oh my God, this was in some ways kind of embarrassing, but I got bouts of BV, bacterial vaginosis.
Ah, yeah, right.
So I think that my
flora.
My flora was
out of
changing, and my interior flora was changing, and my body was revolting.
Did you know that was a menopause symptom?
I didn't quite know, but my doctor also helped me. And it meant having to, I remember getting quite awful kind of pelvic inflammation too at one point because I was, trying to soldier on and, oh no, I can't stop working. I've got too much to do. Oh, I'm in pain. Oh, too bad. I'm just going to pull my socks up. No, I can't pull my socks up.
Pull your pants up. Pull your pants up.
Oh, I can't anymore. I have to go to the hospital. Oh, well.
You had to go to hospital?
Yeah, well, it turned out to be a inflamed or a cyst on my ovaries.
Right, so that was giving you huge pain.
Yeah, but antibiotics and all the rest of it, and that was exacerbated by several bouts of BVs, and oh, God. So that was the early stuff, so it was 55 when it sort of started happening, and thank God I'm over that now.
Absolutely.
And so I haven't had my period for, 2 years.
Congratulations.
Yay!
You are postmenopausal.
I am. And it's so, although I still get hot flushes and night sweats, and I get embarrassingly hot flushes. Like like I can be talking to somebody and suddenly I think, oh my God, I've gone beetroot red and sweating profusely and I just, ugh.
I haven't had one yet, I don't think, but I feel like I'm running hotter than I used to, just as a baseline. But I haven't had any, like, apart from when I'm performing, and that doesn't count. Nothing that's just gone woof. The only thing that's done that lately was nausea when I had COVID.
Oh, right. Yeah, no.
That was a good time. Right, okay, cool. So hot flushes.
So hot flushes, definitely.
And did you think about getting HRT or anything?
No, I don't. I think in the end I decided I didn't want to. So period started becoming regular at 55, hot flushes, night sweats and weight gain around the middle, a whole stint of BV. Body revolting against me. Oh my God, what a pain in the uterus.
Or a pain in the ass if you've been having too much anal sex.
No, don't.
Pull back. No, me neither.
I'm not an anal person.
No anal play for me. No, thank you.
No, yes.
No, nothing against people that are.
No, exactly. If you're into, that's all good, whatever, Yeah.
You do that.
It's your orifice. You can do what you like with your orifice.
As long as it's consented.
Consented, exactly.
That's right.
And yes.
Anyway, back to you.
Yes. And was my doctor good? Yes, she's great. Did I seek any extra treatment? Yep, really well. She assured me that I was doing really well. And she also helped with the bouts of BV, which was the most important thing.
Yeah. It was that antibiotics.
Antibiotics and stuff, although that, again, ugh. And
it's good that your doctor was, because some doctors haven't been, some have, I don't want to be doctorist. But like some doctors don't have the menopause knowledge. So it's fantastic that they do.
Yeah. And she's an older woman as well. So she's
been through the...
she's been through it all. And she's also been a solo mum. So she's incredibly empathic to my situation.
Right.
And that's really helpful. What I did do is I went on because of various stresses in life, and I think COVID hit at the same time that both my girls ended up living with me 100% of the time.
Right.
So she also suggested that I go on a low dose of antidepressants, which I found quite helpful as well.
I see.
Because I've had insomnia. I still battle with a bit of insomnia.
But you see, these are all classic menopause.
Brain fog, insomnia, hot flushes, bit of depression, weight gain. And this impacts my working life.
Yeah, but so you would rather take an antidepressant than HRT?
Yes.
Right, okay.
I know, and that's an interesting, but I think also the stuff I'm on it's to help reduce anxiety.
It levels you out. It's like a mood stabilizer?
Yeah, to stop,
Were you just concerned about those historic things with HRT? And I'm just curious because HRT would actually address all of the symptoms.
Yeah, probably would.
Yeah. Just saying, but...
Yeah, because my cousin, who's a pharmacist, she's on HRT, so maybe I should have a look into that.
Just have a think about it. I don't want to be seen as proselytising, but yet I've talked to, like, Robin Malcolm is just like, it's the best. Peter Mathias is like, you can take it out of my cold, dead hands.
Right.
Stuff like that around the HRT. Okay. But definitely research, like, history of breast cancers and things like that.
Right.
But, it helps with all of the... I haven't had it, so I can't...
Insomnia... The weight gain, the brain fog. Insomnia is the biggest one.
One of my good friends is a GP. She's 49 and she started taking HRT purely because she couldn't sleep and it made a huge difference.
Right, good. Okay.
Yes, over here. I'm not a doctor,
I'm thinking, yes. I'm thinking lots. And it has obviously impacted
on your work life. In what way?
Well, I find the brain fog and just general sort of tiredness, not... If I can get a good night's sleep, it makes a huge difference.
Oh, my God, yes. Well, see, because I've been having this vulvar pain that I've talked about quite a bit, a vulvodynia. It's like an ongoing nerve pain.
Vulvodynia?
Which is, bollocks. Well, it's not bollocks.
Flower.
Let's run with that. Yes, that's right. But anyway, so I've been taking amitriptyline, which is an antidepressant, but I've been taking it in very low doses, and one of its side effects is sleep-inducing. So, and I've never had insomnia, but I'll have some nights where I cannot sleep, especially when I've got something coming up, etc. And I am sleeping 8 or 9 hours. Nice. I almost don't like it because it's like I want to get up and do things, but yet it can only be beneficial for my health.
Yeah,
and it does work a bit for the nerve pain. Not completely. I'm still trying to figure it all out. But, Yes. And I'm like, it's so funny too because I'm one of these people. I don't know how you are. How are you about traditional medicines? And
well, I used to, when I was pregnant, I used to do acupuncture and to help with morning sickness and things like that. But then when I got really bad reflux, I was put on ranitidine. It's to stop the reflux. Yeah, I'm good with, I guess, for me, it's things like the physical, the hot yoga and the diving when I can.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
When it's not crazy southerlies going in Wellington.
I'm just impressed that you do that at all, especially in Wellington.
Oh,
the water is fucking freezing.
It is, but
Yeah.
I've got like 7
Wetsuits.
mils of neoprene over me.
Right.
The lovely free diving is so much nicer too than scuba because there's no big weight belts and tanks and all the rest of it. You just put on your wetsuit and get in the water,
And that must
with
be
your
quite
long
good
fins.
for your lung health and capacity.
Anaerobic.
And,
It's wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah. Right, very good. Yeah, because when it comes down to medicines, like I was just on the panel last week talking about the fact that there is no evidence that supplements add anything to your life apart from being weed straight out again. Like there's very minimal evidence for anything like that. So, I mean, and it's like it's such snake oilery around menopause and it sort of drives me crazy.
Yes.
So, so I'm sort of all for the...
Yeah.
But, you have to do your research into HRT because it is a big... I mean, I don't know if it is for some people it's as easy decision as, but it's got a history. But
I'll
talk
to
to
my
doctor.
cousin, and my doctor, but my cousin because she's a pharmacist as well. So I think she swears by it as well. It's really helped her.
Yeah, hopefully that you can knock all those symptoms rather than just the anxiety.
Exactly.
Anna Sophia is a good podcast of mine to listen to because she's on every possible thing.
Right.
And she had weight gain, anxiety, insomnia, massive outbursts of mood change and things.
I have had. So she was 12 at the time, really annoying. Absolutely. She's like a little mini me. So we had this firecracker moment where we had an argument over something, my youngest, Sophia. So we're trying to get the groceries into the fridge, but the pizza that she was holding ended up being thrown at me, and I picked it up, threw it back at her.
Wow.
The pizza went flying across the living room, and then I chased her right round outside up the back, and when my other daughter was hanging the washing up, there's Mum trying to catch her. Sophia's very fast. She plays soccer as well. And the pizza was being thrown across the lawn.
And was this in any way funny, or was it just all pure anger?
At the time, I felt this incredible rage. I was going to beat my child up with a pizza.
Wow.
No,
better than with a stick.
I couldn't catch her for a start.
It is a very charming image to see you running around flying a pizza. Pizza's not going to do
flying
that.
across the lawn. I think that's when my doctor said maybe we need to just calm everything down.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, maybe.
My neighbour's popping their head over the fence, go, "Oh, is this a good time or maybe not?"
Maybe I'm going to call social services or something to that effect.
Pizza watching this pizza flying, and my other daughter trying to hang up the washing, watching her mother and her younger sister running around in circles, pizza flying.
Did you ever have PMT?
Yes, I did, because I notice with my daughters that they also get PMT and they get really bad period pains. I never had horrible period pains, but I would get a little bit snarky and bitchy and feel like if there was a big red button, I would definitely press it. I'm going to blow everything up right now. Red button.
Okay. And I've been very lucky not to have any of that, so I don't know what that's like. So anyway, and did you feel it's still affecting your work life? Yes.
It's not so much.
Right. Move past.
Yeah, and I find that if I'm really, especially if I'm working towards something or a project or preparing for this kind of thing, I love it. And actually having more work is better than, because, having more work than less.
It's that whole thing about if you want to get something done, ask a busy person. Yeah. So just juggling stuff. So the sleeplessness, that's the biggest, and the brain fog, because there are times when I go, now what was that word? And where are my glasses? And my glasses will be on my head. Where are my car keys? They'll be in my hand, Right. Okay. Yeah. And insomnia only feeds into that as well,
does,
of course.
yeah. It does.
So, and have you talked about it with friends and things like that? Menopause?
Yes, yeah. I have friends, family network. I have all wonderful friends who have a great sense of humour, and we all talk about and we share, many of them going through menopause as well, some of them earlier than me, and we all going through the same kind of shit, which is, it really helps to know you're not alone.
Absolutely.
And that, you can talk to your friends and they will empathise.
Yeah, and offer solutions or
Yeah,
not,
exactly.
or you can
That's
help them
right.
through,
Yeah.
Because there's been so much sort of shame and silence about it, but it's definitely just even, you're like in the, from 55 to 57, it's like it's the explosion of information about it just in the last 18 months has been enormous.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I've noticed that too, in fact. And you had a question about, do I talk to my family about it? Yes, my sisters are in their early 50s. I'm the eldest. So they're menopausal too. So we're all trying to be supportive and understanding.
Right. Not shout at each other and hit each other with pizzas.
With the pizzas. So my daughter, youngest, she had run right round with me trying to catch her, right round the whole back garden and then back into the house and locked me out and said, Mum, you can't come in until you calm down. And I got a pizza, banging the pizza on the door.
I'm going to attack you with saturated fats.
So, yes, and then we ate the pizza for dinner. So
Really?
We got rid of the evidence. That's
Wow.
right.
I was just imagining it was bedraggled and covered in dirt and grass.
Well, it was in
a box.
It was...
Right, okay. A weapon and dinner. Look at that. See,
It's Roald Dahl, isn't it?
Well, it's you being eco-friendly. There you go. You're reusing things. Like recycling props.
Oh, dear.
Right,
Gee.
okay. Now, so is there anything else you would like to talk about?
Yeah, there is actually. There's
Yep.
quite a bit of stigma around older women apparently losing their sex appeal.
Yeah.
And
I look at you and refute that immediately. Though as a bisexual, I'd be like, ooh. That's terrible. Of course you're going to be attracted to me. That's ridiculous. Anyway, continue.
I think you're very attractive.
Oh, we're both
I
amazing.
love redheads.
Yeah. Even fake ones? Anyway.
So I'd like to say for the record that I have the best orgasms at this age. I do. And getting older, I found that I have absolutely have had the best orgasms in my life in spite of menopause. And I do feel at home in my skin, embrace my sexiness and my little growing catch bag, little muffin top, which I do try to work on, hot yoga and all the rest of it.
But, I mean, you're looking fighting fit to me, and also you're doing all the strength exercise and the weights and stuff like that, which is so important for fending off osteoporosis.
Yes.
And is there been a change in technique to achieve such marvellous orgasms? Just curiously. What can you share with the room?
Now, that's a really good question.
Thanks.
I think it's just knowing
your body?
Yeah. And really, at this age, I'm thinking if I don't know my body by now, I'm...
Yeah.
My poor body is not, But just, knowing it and being really comfortable in it and also not... letting go of all of the stigma and all of the shit, that and any kind of comparison things and, it's all of that negative, the stereotypes, everything, the baggage that women grow up with. And I look at my younger daughters. Actually, Tia she's incredibly practical and she likes to wear, baggy trousers and so on. But Sophia likes to do her full makeup makeover before she goes to school at 14. I'm
wow.
Do you really need to do that, darling? You're going to miss the bus if you're not.
Right, okay.
And who are you impressing? Are you impressing the other girls at school?
Yeah, I mean, probably, right? I don't know.
I think so, yeah. But she says, no, I just enjoy doing it, Mum. And I do remember when I was in my teens, and this was the 80s, I used to spend about 2 or 3 hours doing my makeup before I went night clubbing at the age of 18. I would do like David Bowie style all over,
amazing.
And fluff my hair up, and I would look like David Bowie, actually.
Yeah.
And then I'd walk and strut into that nightclub.
Marvellous. Whereas in the 90s, it was all, baggy shirts, check shirts. It was, in Christchurch, everybody was wearing like holiday tees and was just real baggy shit compared to the 80s
glamour.
And we'd look back at the 80s with disdain. And then, of course, as is always the way, these cycles of fashions come back.
I see my daughters now going, Mum. Sophia's been watching a whole bunch of 80s, 90s movies. Going, Mum, I love this movie, and
there's so much misogyny in
I
those
know.
movies. Yeah, like
That's
16 Candles,
Well,
Weird
they
Science.
do talk about it, though. They're like, there's a lot of misogyny in this, Mum, but I do like the plot line or something like that.
The John Hughes films so often end up with a drunk girl in a car been given to the geek to do whatever he wants with.
Ah, yeah, exactly.
And Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Which we were like, oh, we love Pretty in Pink. It's so great. Whereas Dirty Dancing is this empowering story about abortion. You know, it's like at its fundamental heart, it's about abortion.
Yes.
And so it's a stupid
Dirty
fucking
Dancing.
country.
And I'm thinking at the time in the 80s, one of my favourite movies because of Aidan Quinn was Desperately Seeking Susan.
Ah.
And I loved that. I don't know whether it was, maybe it was Madonna, you know.
Probably. She was reasonably, all-consuming at that age.
She was.
Yeah. And you would have been in your early 20s.
I was in my
late
early
teens.
late teens, early 20s.
You could be my lucky star.
That's right.
Yeah, she's
like a virgin for the very first time.
Yeah, that's right. No, none of that. I want to orgasm properly, not like the very first time.
Exactly.
I know. It's like, who wants to be like a virgin?
Oh my God, no!
That's such a stupid song when you break it down.
I know, when you do. God, and I'm looking
like
back
a
at it now.
virgin, not knowing how to orgasm.
I know.
For the very, yeah, no, that's
I
not
know.
fun.
The very first time was actually incredibly painful, and I don't even want to go there again.
Yeah,
you know?
I was like, all right, just keep going. Just, so
Just get
sexy.
over it.
Yeah, like just hurry up and come. Whatever it is that you do, just do it now.
Yeah, because it's really painful.
Yeah.
Do we have to do this again?
Right, cool. So, any further points on that? Or
Now at 57 and when I feel like it, having the best bloody orgasms of my life when I feel like it, it's great.
Car pie.
You know?
Yeah, fantastic. That's great. Hooray.
So embracing menopause and any weird facts.
Fun facts? Out of the box fun facts.
Yeah, so I found out of the box fun facts, hot yoga, free diving, spearfishing, having teenage girls keeps me grounded.
Right.
But there are 10 teas for menopause relief, and I don't know whether so I went online and Googled because I do actually drink, I love herbal teas along with my coffee and my G&Ts.
Uh-huh.
So I mix it all
So
up.
that's the 11th tea, the G&T.
The 11th tea is the G&T.
No, we have not had this before. That's
Okay.
rare to come across a fun menopause fact we haven't had.
Oh, right. So I'm going to list them all. 10 best teas for menopause, hot flashes and other symptoms. I call it hot flushes, but it's hot flash.
I think hot flash is more American.
Right.
So
because it is
both.
For me, it feels like a flush rather than a flash.
Yeah.
Okay, the 10 teas are 1, black cohosh root.
Yep.
Found to reduce vaginal dryness and hot flashes during menopause. Ginseng, it alleviates various menopausal symptoms. It's also good for the new bone, as reabsorbs, improves certain cellular markers that doctors look for when monitoring osteoporosis. Then there's one called chasteberry tea. The chasteberry tree has been found to treat premenstrual symptoms, but drinking the tea can also help breast pain. Mastodynia, yeah, that's right, mastitis. When I was breastfeeding, I had to balance that. Also, this herb increases progesterone and maintains a healthy balance between estrogen and progesterone, but should avoid it if you've had hormone-sensitive diseases such as breast cancer.
Breast cancer, right.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh, not a good choice for anyone taking antipsychotic medications or medications for Parkinson's disease.
So this is the important thing to know with herbal remedies. They can interact with prescribed medicines.
Exactly.
So that's the other thing we talked about on the panel. So it's really important to sort
That's
that out.
right. So red raspberry leaf tea helps to ease in common perimenopausal symptoms. Red clover, primarily to treat hot flashes and night sweats. That's what I need. Also used to treat high blood pressure, improve bone strength and boost immunity, and generally considered safe. And it contains phytoestrogens, a plant-based form of estrogen, which helps improve... Oh, that's really interesting. Dong Trai tea helps ease pelvic pain in menopause. Avoid this tea if you're expecting to have surgery. And valerian root, number 7, helps treat insomnia, anxiety, headaches. What I need. Licorice. Oh, yes, I've got licorice tea at home. Entering menopause can have estrogen-like effects, improving respiratory health, reducing overall stress. Green tea. Oh, everybody knows and loves green tea. Great antioxidant. Decaffeinated tea might be a good choice if you're worried about sleeping after consuming caffeine. That's me. And the 10th is ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba. There
Right.
you go.
Okay, good. And the 11th is G and T.
T. And G and T is the 11th. Exactly. There we go.
Fantastic. Right, great. Well, thank you for that. Now, are you going to grace us with a little performance of some type?
I am.
Yes.
I am indeed. And I have actually performed this one before, but I do love it because it is for women and it's about women and it's about solo mumming and it's called Honey Child.
Lovely.
I'm writing a letter to you. It's stamped and self-addressed, and all you have to do is read it and send it back through the charmed suburbs with your DBB on one shoulder and your monkey on the other, and you be in the bonnet about the price of things these days, and your colour tally all fucked up. But just how are you anyway, honey child? Is baby Jade still the colour of blonde and asthma and asking for her daddy never comes to visit because he's dead long gone? And is he still born beating, roughing you up a bit? You know how it is, but still love your man who art 30 plus and may not see another for fear of losing something vital in your life. But please, honey child, please don't smoke your life away with that sweet bullet sack, baby. It's only a very black and white stark piece with no breaks. This is Hastings, honey child. Honey child.
Your voice it's like you've worked on radio for 7 years.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, it's a lovely, rich tone. That's very beguiling.
Oh, thank you.
No worries. Okay, well, I have to go and fly to Christchurch now.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
So thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
No
It's
worries.
been huge fun.
And good luck with your shows. Have you got anything you
you.
want to plug coming up?
Yes, I'm really keen to also make my Antarctic Theatre trilogy emissions free.
Yes.
So if there are any EV companies out there who want to support or sustainability trust or anybody that has any organisation that has a large EV powered cargo van, that would be amazing because we need to tour emissions free and I want to encourage that.
Yeah, which is remarkably admirable. Like that's theatre's quite hard as it is, but then that's adding a whole other layer. Yeah, and I love that. So you had solar panels on a container outside of a theatre that powered the grid for a show?
Initially,
right.
And wind turbine sponsored by Meridian. That was back in 2010 to 11. So when Heat, the first one, toured around the country, it toured off the grid. And then for Hole, which was premiered at Circa Theatre last year, which was set during the discovery of the ozone hole, I really would love to make it emissions free as well because I think if we can get there, but I'm ahead of the time because, there aren't any EV companies that are keen to lend us there.
They cost so much currently, so that's the problem. Yeah.
It's,
Right.
But
oh, well, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure I have a huge listenership based in EV fleets that will ride to your rescue any minute now. Right, okay, cool. But anyway, goodbye.
Yes, thank you, Penny.
Mwah. Mwah to you. So that was the delightfully enthusiastic Lynda Chanwai-Earle, a just bloody lovely human, and I had a great time catching up with her. So watch out for her eco-theatre shows, and hey, just give the chick an EV, I say, go for it. I think actually too that might have been the highest laugh count to word yet, so we had a very jolly time. So thanks for listening yet again, you excellent ovarians. Next week it is very exciting as we are having the third wheel in my marriage. My theatre wife, Laurie Dungy, who is my co-star for our upcoming improv show, Austen Found, the Undiscovered Musicals of Jane Austen, that's on at the Rose Centre in Belmont on September 9th and 11th. And tickets are at iTicket. Also on iTicket is Olive Copperbottom at Waiheke Island at the end of September. But stay tuned for next week with Laurie with tales of early theatre sports days and aquarobics and a stunning ukulele performance. Watch out for that. Remember to rate me on your podcast listening apps. Follow me on all the socials. Subscribe to Showy Ovaries. Until next time, stay juicy, everybody. Ka kite. Penny Ashton signing off for Showy Ovaries. Yeah.